Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to a match reaction show. I'm smiling because it's finished. Fiorentina 1, West Ham 2. I love Fiorentina. It's a wonderful club, but I was rooting for West Ham. I was rooting for West Ham. It's been a long time since we've seen West Ham win a trophy. I've been supporting them throughout this tournament, low-key, and I really wanted an English team to win this competition. It's finally happened. The first English team to win the Europa Conference League. It's a phenomenal achievement. And I mean, there's so much to unpack in this game because if you look at our scoreline, you see 2-1, you might think, well, what sort of game that was? It was it was cagey at times, but I thought it was so much on a knife's edge in that second half. That second half was phenomenal, by the way. I have no idea how it stayed 2-1, but it's been incredible throughout this game. Was just ebbed and flowed. And so much of the game is about emotions, is it? And how do you control that emotions? And I felt West Ham, for large parts of this game, didn't control their emotions well. That's got to be said. They didn't control their emotions well. At the start, they looked a little bit like, the occasion had got to them, like they were in a final. And that's to be understood because I don't think any of these West Ham fans will, most of them have not played in a major European final. And I don't think many of them will ever again play in a European final. But the reality is you've got to sometimes calm yourself down, compose yourselves down. They couldn't. But the good thing for them is that the Fiorentina team on the other side also has not a lot of doesn't have a lot of finals experience, doesn't have a lot of that big game experience. I think they control their emotions better, I think, Fiorentina, but just like that cutting edge, just that the composure that you need in the final third to be able to make the difference. I think West Ham are just more clinical at the end of the day, and ultimately, I think Fiorentina will feel that it was a missed opportunity because I think coming into this game, they were probably the favorites. They were probably the better side, but just couldn't manage those big moments, better. The first goal for West Ham, was that a penalty? For me, it was. I mean, when I first looked at it, I thought, I know it's not a penalty, it's too close. But when I saw the second look, I said, he's moved his arms, it's a penalty. But third and fourth look, it was pretty obvious it's a penalty. It was the same as the Jack Grealish one against Manchester United, where it's not intentional. He's not trying to arm it, but because he makes that movement, it's a penalty. And I thought that was a penalty. I don't think West Ham fans should get either way, but that was a penalty. Good decision from VAR. Side Benrahma steps up, scores. I think if Italiano hadn't moved early, he probably might have saved it because it wasn't in the corner. But because he moved early, he allowed Benrahma to just go, right, I'm going to go the other way. And it's 1-0. And I think, again, we talk about emotions. I thought West Ham got a little bit carried away. The fans got a bit carried away. The players got a bit carried away. There was still 30 minutes to play, but they were acting like as if the game had been won at 1-0. And they were like, all pumping up and being very charged. It's never a good thing to do that. Sometimes you need a little bit of calm, even after scoring a goal. And they didn't have that. And then the goal comes for Fiorentina. Again, it's a throw-in. By the way, for the penalty as well, I should mention this. That throw-in was very, very good. It was very clever. I don't know who made the throw-in. I think it was Coufal. It was a beautifully clever throw-in because nobody's marking, Bowen. Everybody's gone to sleep. And Bowen just has, he's just got to do, he's all unmarked. And then suddenly, it was it, I forget who it was, but I think it was Biraghi, wasn't it? He just kind of goes, right, I've got to make something because he's panicking because he didn't realize there was somebody behind him. So it's a very clever throw-in. And then, of course, the goal for Fiorentina also started with throw-in, but that pass out from Amrabat is brilliant. I feel the defender on that side, I think it was Emerson Palmieri. Emerson should have done better on that header. But once he wins that header, I think Bonaventura is just excellent. I think he was man of the match, to be honest. Bonaventura looks so good throughout this game, and he takes that shot really, really well. I thought Aguerd could have done better as well. I think with Aguerd, what really happened was because that first touch is so good, he then panics as well. He thinks, all right, this might hit my arm, so I'm going to go behind. He kind of just stands. I think he's just realized I can't really tackle him, so I've just got to stand my ground and hope he misses. But it was a bit weak because you could have done more with it. But it's a fantastic finish. And 1-1, you're thinking, right, this happened to Roma as well. They're leading and then they concede and then they went on to lose the game. So often that happens where a team comes from behind and suddenly they go and win the game. And you thought the momentum was with Fiorentina. There were a couple of good chances that maybe Fiorentina and good opportunities that Fiorentina could have done more with. But then West Ham with the sucker punch in the 90th. But I'm thinking it's gonna be extra time, so I have a bit of time to prepare myself and everything. But it's not. It's a quick. It's a beautiful pass from Paqueta. By the way, Paqueta in that second half was phenomenal. The number of times he got into good positions and made good passes. It's just sad that Antonio and I think even to a certain extent Benrahma didn't make more of those opportunities. But Paqueta was brilliant in that second half, and he makes that pass. At first glance, I'm thinking it's probably offside. Because as soon as that, gets to Bowen and Bowen scores, I'm thinking, it's going to be called offside. It isn't. I'm thinking maybe it's going to be one of those tight ones with the lines come in. But when I looked at the replay, I said, they took a long time. I took one replay. I said, yeah, that's not offside. That's not offside. That's a goal. That's fantastic. But what a finish from Bowen, the player who's had so much ups and downs. He probably should have been part of the England World Cup squad, but didn't make it because of poor form. Steps up here. We'll always remember as the man who won West Ham a European trophy, a fantastic finish under so much pressure. It's 1-on-1, yes, but he's under so much pressure, and so many times you see players miss opportunities from that sort of range. It's that sort of in that sort of moment. But he controlled his emotion. He got that through. 2-1, and then so on. And then the long extra time, injury time is fine, but we're 2-1 in the end. West Ham won this trophy. Phenomenal achievement from West Ham. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to all the West Ham fans. It's been a phenomenal achievement. I'm not a West Ham fan, but I was rooting for you guys, and it's been a fantastic competition for West Ham. They've been one of the two best teams in the tournament. Now, you can probably pick whether it's Fiorentina or whether it's West Ham, but you can't deny that they've been one of this was the final of the two best teams, and you can't deny that the better team on the day that controlled their emotions, I think, ultimately, and probably rode their luck a little bit, but the team that looked more clinical won the game. I wouldn't say West Ham were the better team today, but I wouldn't say they were the worst team. This was a lucky or fluke even either. I think they did what they needed to do, and so you can't deny that. I think it's a well-deserved victory, and well-deserved for David Moyes. I mean, think about David Moyes for a second. I mean, manager who's had to have so much. There's time when he was manager of Manchester United, that didn't go well. He was a manager of Real Sociedad, that completely blew up in his face. His first stint at West Ham was pretty inconsequential in some ways, and you're thinking to yourself, is this it? Is his career over? Is he always going to be destined to be one of those merry-go-round managers? But he's pulled himself back, done a phenomenal job at West Ham the last couple of seasons. Yes, this season the league hasn't been as good, but he stepped up in the Europa Conference League, and they won this competition. They'll be playing in the Europa League next season again, which is phenomenal. Again, fantastic achievement. So David Moyes, well-deserved. Kudos to him for pulling this together. And so easy it would have been as well. They lost the Europa League semi-final last season after beating Sevilla, of all teams. They went and lost that semi-final against Roma, and you thought, you know what? Sorry, not Roma. I think it was I forget. It was Roma. Yes, it was Roma. No, it was not Roma. This is a brain fade. No, it was Frankfurt. They lost to Frankfurt. Right? Frankfurt won the tournament. Yes, Roma went to Conference League. They beat Leicester. Yeah, they lost to Frankfurt. And you're thinking to yourself, is that the moment that Moyes let go? But he stepped up this season. Credit to the players as well, stepping up. And Declan Rice. What a way to sign off. He's probably going to leave at the end of the season, and what a way to sign off. I don't think he's worth £100 million, but I'm sure somebody will pay for that. But phenomenal again. Just a great achievement for him as well to be a captain and to lift the trophy. Anyway, thank you so much for smash like for West Ham, smash like for West Ham, smash like for David Moyes. Do share your comments on this game. Do share your thoughts if you're a West Ham fan watching this. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And do subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We appreciate your support. We'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.